My journey was actually very thrilling. I wasn't in the space at the beginning, so I actually started my career as a software engineer. It took me a few years to have a date with automation, if I can put it like that. I was more focused back then on cybersecurity. I was very immersed in this space. So I was doing a master in parallel and distributed computing systems. Then I shifted in the PhD towards cryptography, and I invested a lot in that space. And I had the possibility back then to switch to automation. I didn't know too much about automation back then because it wasn't that promoted, but I instantly could understand what is the value and the potential of this technology. So I decided, okay, I want to be in this space, so it's the time to make the switch. So I actually started and doing that switch, and I easily progressed into different roles. I started as a RPA developer, then I moved to a technical lead, to a team lead. Then I started running multiple centers, being able to lead them in terms of intelligent automation. And afterwards, I ended up here with AECOM, where I lead the Intelligent Automation Center. I do want to mention that I did have my share of challenges, just like everybody. So there are moments when the road seems uncertain, or you don't know what direction to follow or where to go next. But I do believe that these obstacles that we encounter are an opportunity for us to learn, to adapt, and to innovate, at least for me. So it did shape me into the person and professional that I am today. And I'm actually really honored to drive the Intelligent Automation Center here at AECOM. To talk broadly from the overall experience, because I've been fortunate enough to work with different industries, and different industries have different challenges. So if I were to think about one of the most significant ones, I would mention it's about confronting the fear of change within the organization, because people often tend to resist what they don't understand. And the embrace of automation is no exception. So it's very important to educate people and to be very transparent. So illustrating that automation, it's not a replacement for human capabilities, it's rather a complement. Being able to gradually dismantle that fear and that resistance. So one of the lessons learned from that entire challenge for me was that transparency and education are not necessarily tools, but they are your allies when it comes to overcoming resistance to change. So make sure you set those in place. And it's not just about challenges related to people, it's also challenges related to technology, because you're always going to have issues related to interoperability. Let's say interoperability, scalability, data security. So all of these, unless you plan them in advance and have a very straightforward plan and a strategic collaborative with every department that needs to be involved, you're going to have a challenge. So it's very important to understand that working together from the beginning and setting the expectations from everyone, including the technology spectrum, is key to actually being able to deliver something with success. And I'm thinking now, if there were other challenges that I would put, it's maybe also this one connected to what I was talking. We're not used to, as organizations, to be able to work all together. So whenever you want to have a collaboration between departments, it's going to be challenging, because often we have silos and people know how to work only in their particular department. So being able to break down communication barriers, it's a big challenge. So you need to create a collaborative environment. You need to have departments working in sync, and only afterwards you'll be able to implement an automation journey. And I would say to this, it's about culture. So keep in mind that we're talking about a holistic transformation. Automation doesn't come just related to technology. And it's very important to always encourage that for people to come together. So looking at processes, at technology, at data, and making sure that you do have a people-centered approach. People are the key element of every successful transformation that you're ever going to do. The future of work, we hear this a lot. It's not a distant dream. It's the very air that we breathe today. So we are in the future of work. The future of work is now. So it's just about reinventing the workplaces as an ecosystem where technology doesn't overshadow human interaction, but it elevates them. So the role of technology, how I see it in the future of work, is actually crucial and transformative. Without it, we won't be able to advance. Imagine it as a backbone, right? It's going to be the catalyst for us to be able to evolve on how we approach tasks, on how we collaborate, and how we drive innovation. So I see it as the, let's say, the action force that's going to be able to allow us to redefine new business functions, new business services, new products, everything else. And it's not just about implementing and developing new system. It's completely shifting the approach, because we are going to talk about problem solving. We're going to see how can you bridge the connection between the human capabilities and what digital systems have to offer. So we're changing and doing a revolution in terms of how we're going to work with the help of the technology. And technology doesn't optimize, technology humanizes. So it's going to allow us to be human, and it's going to be an enabler for us for our human potential, which is going to be 100% supported by digital capabilities. I think it depends, again, on the team, on the culture, on what an organization has to offer. But when it comes to this, I do believe it starts with empowerment. You need to create an environment where every team member's voice is valued and their ideas are welcome and encouraged. Because if you don't encourage curiosity, experimentation, embracing failures, it's going to be very difficult for you to succeed. We do have continuous learning ingrained in our culture. So we do dedicated trainings and programs and everything else with the team. And to give you some examples, we do gamification and challenges. So we do some lunch and learns together with the team every 2 weeks, where we discuss about everything that comes new on the market. We exchange ideas, we share insight, and everybody has something to talk about, and they're all part of this overall engagement. We also put in place innovation workshops and hackathons for other people to be able to brainstorm, ideate, and understand what does it mean actually to be in an intelligent automation space? What kind of solutions can automation provide for us? So it's a little bit allowing us to think outside of the box. We have mentoring circles. So there's something put in place in terms of mentorship programs to be able to allow people to grow, to seek advice, to come for guidance, and to support other colleagues in terms of levels. We do innovation days, so allowing everybody to sit together for a lot of time to be able to focus on that, and also people having dedicated time in their calendars to learn something new. So encourage them to learn something new and have the time to actually learn that something new. And one other thing that I would mention is that we celebrate failures. So every failure, it's a learning opportunity. So we do look at them from a positive perspective, and we do encourage everybody to talk about their failures, so we can actually understand how we can be more innovative starting from that part. So I believe it's a combination of everything all together, making sure that everyone can communicate and everyone can exchange ideas, and offer them the safe space to be able to do this so they can actually grow. It truly depends, because I do believe that it is about collaboration and being able to engage more and more with people. It is important for us to be able to openly and transparently communicate from the beginning and setting the expectations. One of the key challenges is not setting the expectations from the beginning. I believe I'm going to deliver this, and the other person believes I'm going to deliver the moon. It doesn't work like that. So you definitely need to make sure you set the expectations whenever you're on board on this journey, and at the same time being able to continuously engage with the people to make sure you're still aligned on the expectations of what the outcome going to be. So it's a lot about collaboration and working together. For sure. And I would mention the fact that it's all about people centricity, and it's about ensuring that we have an active engagement with people, and we allow people to be able to communicate with each other. And empathy is not just a buzzword. it's very important. It's the foundation of a supportive workplace, and understanding the need, emotions of the employees, acknowledging that they have individual experiences, and providing the support which is necessary for them to grow. That's key in being able to have a very successful culture at your workplace. So it's about maintaining that human connection and empathy in the workplace, and being able to encourage people to feel valued, offer them opportunities to grow, being able to reskill, and being able to understand that they are part of the change that the organization is going through. They're not going to be left behind just because technology is there. So you need to have that balance between professional growth, but fostering the idea that we are going to go into a creative space, into an innovative space, and we want to do it all together. So it's highlighting the human touch within a system that's going to continuously evolve, in an organization that's going to continually evolve. It's a very difficult question. I'm going to split it a little bit, because it's not necessarily an advice, it's an encouragement. Embrace curiosity. It is your guiding star, and never cease learning. We do have this concept, and I keep on mentioning it, lifelong learning, because curiosity is going to fuel your innovation. It's going to allow you to explore. It's going to open doors to possibilities that others may overlook. And we live in a space where technology is like a relentless river. It's going to constantly flow, transform, and everything else. To stay relevant, it means not just keeping up. It means that you need to be ahead of the curve all of the time. So it requires for you to adapt, unlearn, and relearn every time, every new technology that appears. So never fear that change. Embrace it, because that's where the potential for us to grow, it's going to be in the advancement. So even if you immerse yourself in technology and you look at, let's say, codes and algorithms, it's not just about technology. Whenever you go into the space of intelligent automation, digital transformation, everything similar to this, understand that there is the human dynamics, there is the impact on the society, and there are broader implications that are very equal to technology. So it's being able to recognize that you need to combine the two of them. It's a journey, it's a passage that relates to innovation, to problem solving, to be able to continually evolve together with the world that we're living in. Is going to be able to always be updated, always be updated. It comes with the speed of light, I call it, right? So it's important for you to be able to disseminate and decide what is important for you to learn, and focus on that one. Don't feel overwhelmed, don't feel disappointed, don't focus on the fear of missing out. If you continuously learn, it's going to be very easy for you to keep updated with what's important for you. You don't need to keep updated with what's important for everyone else. You definitely need to focus on what's important for you and for your organization. And it's becoming a necessity for us to be able to read. So reading a lot from the online platforms, making sure that I get some knowledge, exploring courses that are either short or long, looking at articles. That's where I get, let's say, my day-to-day updates when it comes to the technology. But except for that, you also need to attend events and going to conferences, because you engage with industry experts, you can become part of extremely diverse networks. And in that space, you're going to immerse yourself into interactive experiences, and you're going to absorb information much faster and in a much more holistic way than you would do it than just by reading throughout the website. You gain more perspectives that you don't necessarily think about when you just read something. And what I also encourage people to do, and I tell this, is find yourself a support group, find yourself a group of people that are in the same industry as you, because this is a collective journey. You need and to be able to exchange ideas, to be able to learn from others and others to learn from you, because it's very difficult to do it on your own, and this is not a one person's show. So it's a journey where you need collective wisdom. Because ethical considerations are the bedrock of responsible innovation, and it doesn't apply only to intelligent automation, it applies to anything related to technology. So whenever an organization is venturing into this sphere, it's not just about technology, it's about how do we maintain the ethical standards. And the first one is transparency. Transparency is key. It's very important to being candid about the implementations, the implications of intelligent automation, because it's going to allow you to understand how data is being used, ensuring individuals are feeling okay with the fact that their information is being utilized. Respecting data privacy is non-negotiable, so it's very important to implement data protection measures and making sure you follow the privacy protocols. It's also very important because when we talk about ethics and we talk about automation, there is going to be a potential impact on employment. So when we look at this, there will be concerns about job displacement. So it's critical for organizations to handle this transition responsibly, providing reskilling opportunities, exploring avenues for creating new roles that will align with this evolving need of the workforce that we have right now. And it's also about the broader societal impacts. So think about this. We don't look only at the present. It's important to look at the community, at the economic system, at the environment, because everything is going to be a part of the decision making. So it's not just about compliance, it's about being able to be proactively taking a stance related to technology, combined with, let's say, the ethical approach, so doing good and serving good, because that's the fabric of our society. If we don't think about this, then we're not the best humans we could be. Leave a few ideas for people to think about, because I do believe it's important for them to consider this when they embark on a journey, especially related to emerging technologies. Embrace change as an opportunity for you to grow. Foster every time a culture where every voice is valued. Technology should enhance and not overshadow the human connection. And always engage in continuous learning and diverse perspectives. So keep that in mind and strive for a workplace that values innovation.